fuck out of here.
My love for you. I believe it. My love for you. My love for you. You tell me that you love me. You tell me that you love me. I dream of you whenever I'm not with you. My love, my love, my love for you. I believe it. I believe it.
I know that I will lose my mind if you tell me you're not here to stay. Try so hard to let you go, but I know I'll never break away. Wish that I could find the strength inside to take my things and walk away. Try so hard to let you go, but I know I'll never break away.
Yes, we've done it. It's another day. The king lives on. I'm calling myself the king now. It just Michael Rainey just texted me and called me king. So now I'm referring to myself as king. Is that obnoxious? Is it obnoxious to call myself both king and the goat? The nicknames and the legend. I've had a few nicknames in my fucking day. All self-described nicknames. And it goes the legend, the Guinness King, now just regular king, and the GOAT. So welcome along to the Wizard of Pod. Arguably one of the best podcasts in the world. You know, it's fine. It's certainly good. It's certainly very good for as podcasts go. I don't know if it's just in terms of is it better than looking at voluptuous teens on TikTok? I don't know. I feel like it's very much apples, oranges here. So, I don't want to take you away. I think you can do probably both of these things. In theory, if you wanted, you could listen to this while looking at chicks make their ass vibrate like a lawnmower. That's their thing. It must be a tough time. I, unfortunately, have gone through phases of the internet also that I document. See, I'm from a documentation age. We documented all our thoughts. Especially now, it's crazy. You ever talk to your parents and stuff and they show you photos from like the 70s and they're all they all have long hair. They all look like the Rolling Stones and they have like shit fucking baggy jeans. Okay. We got some questions in the chat. I'll get to you in a bit. So you talk to your parents and they go, oh yeah, look at me. Here's a photo of me like looking like a Woodstock participant. Here I am at Woodstock 2, assaulting some broads. It was a different time back then. It was the 90s. So there's a lot of stuff. Oh, tip coming in from Ryan Coates. Fridays are for the goats. Thank you, Ryan. You're the man. I'm sure everyone that listens to this knows Ryan now as the best tipper in the world. Tips too much almost, Ryan. It's almost a suspicious behavior, if you ask me. I'm not gonna say no. But that's what happens. You have all these timelines and you have all these opinions and, you forget about them. I don't think you hold on to them. There's a few standout, particularly embarrassing moments in your life that you can remember. You just nearly every day when I don't know if I've told this. I'm sure I've told this story in the pod before, but I'll tell you now. In 2013, I think, and I kind of just started comedy in Ireland, I won a competition, like a new act competition, and it got me into this big festival called the Galway Comedy Festival. It's very big, very prestigious at the time. Ireland, by the way, if you ever want to go, Ireland has the best comedy festivals in the world, hands down. Ireland has the best fans in the world, hands down. I think the Irish audience are fantastic. They're like an urban crowd. Does that make sense? They're in the sense that if you're bad, you will bomb. You will bomb hard. You will take it to the face. You will take it right to your fucking face. And they'll let you know. They will heckle you. If they're enjoying it, they will heckle you. If they're not enjoying it, they'll probably just let you die in silence. They're a rowdy bunch. They're drunk as fuck. And they want to hear stories. And they want to have energy. And they want to have some sort of fun. Not the smartest crowds. They do like a lot of wordplay. They do like a lot of musical comedy. They do like puns. You can make a good living in Ireland as a pun comedian. A guy who tells jokes that have probably been told thousands of times before. So, puns are big in Ireland, but the audiences are great. Now, the issue with Ireland is it's a very small place. There's not a lot of people heading out to see comedy on a weekly basis. So the scene kind of suffers. But what we do have, because we have that great audience, we have a couple of the best comedy festivals in the world. There's one in Dublin called the Ivy Gardens. There's one in Kilkenny. And there's one in Galway. And so for those weekends, they fly in people. Dom Herrera. Hey, this Irish girl. I can't do an impression of Dom Herrera, but I kind of look like him a little bit. Kind of. It's the same as my fucking Robert De Niro impression. Sort of, something sour. I just licked a lemon. Dom Herrera. You ever see Little Asian Dom Herrera? Philly's finest. So he comes over all the time. They fly people over from all over the world all the time, and it's like compact. Like in Kilkenny, that's a village full of fucking. Someone Google that for me. Kilkenny couldn't have 80,000 people living there. There's no way. So, but for that weekend, every single bar has comedy shows. Everywhere you go, it's comedy. So it becomes like the one of the best weekends ever. Because everyone buys tickets and they buy tickets to all the shows. It's crazy. You're walking down the street. There's Bill Burr beside you. It's like, and there's only like a few places to go. So Ireland festivals are fantastic. And I did the Galway Comedy Festival in 2013, I think. I whooped that competition's ass, by the way. I fucking set out to win it. That was one of those competitions where I said, you know what, I'm winning this. There was better comedians than me, more experienced comedians than me in that competition. And I said, no, I'm heading down there. I'm fucking taking the goal. I'm the champ. That was the young telltale signs of the go. I had no reason to win that competition. I was a heavy underdog. And I walked in there and said, no, I'm taking this. It was a knockout competition, kind of like March Madness. There was like, I think 16 acts, and then in the first, look, here's Kenny, tip $10. Super chats be taxing like a motherfucker. Thank you, Kenny. So the competition was like this. There were 16 comedians. Every comedian was paired against someone else. You both did a minute, as far as I remember. You both did 1 minute of jokes, and then you went through to the next round, and the audience clapped on it. You went through the next round. Then you did 2 minutes of material, a new one, but a new 2 minutes. And then you did that, and then you went on, and I went on to the final, and then the final was like 7 minutes or something, 8 minutes. I can't really remember. Someone do that math for me. And a lot of my friends went down there, a lot of comedians who were more experienced and all that, and better than me, and still to this day funnier than me. But they went down, they did a lot of ecstasy, they were doing Molly in the bathroom, they were fucking smoking, they were drinking. I was not. I was fucking, this is my opportunity. This is it. The fucking young goat is letting people know. I'm about to arrive on the scene. And I went out there, they were like they didn't even have material. I had timed out my jokes. That's my minute. That's my 2 minutes. That's my fucking 3 minutes. And I buried them all. I got to the final against some guy. He had brought half the crowd with him. He brought half the crowd of nearly all of Galway. The entire room was fucking his friends and family. And I buried that guy so much, dude, that I still won. I fucking crushed him. Fucking dopes. That's the difference, man. That's why I'm in New York driving a truck, because of that mentality. That winner's mentality. So because of that, I know this is turning into a bit of a long story, but I've nowhere to go. I'm not in a hurry. You're not going to dictate how far I go. So I won that competition. And then also because of that competition, the owner said, here's what you can get. You're going to go down there. You're going to open for a comedian called Kevin Bridges. Big Scottish comedian. Check him out. He's very funny, actually. Most UK comedians don't really cut it. Kevin Bridges is very good. So it was, you could go down there. We're going to put you in like a shit hotel, and we'll give you like €300 or something like that. And I said to him, here, look, is there any chance you could just keep the money and let me stay for the whole weekend? I don't want to just go down, do a night, and then leave. It seems like, fuck it, fuck the money. And he goes, all right, come down, spend the whole weekend, and I won't pay any money. I'll put you in the nice hotel with all the good comedians. So suddenly, because of a little negotiation, I wasn't in the fucking condo, the comedy condo, where they had all the like Irish acts and the up and coming losers, and we were all sharing a couch. And there was no nothing. There was no quality. All the English and the American comics that came over, they were off in the Radisson. So he said to me, all right, I'll put you up in the Radisson for the weekend. And then, because I was there for the weekend, he just kept giving me spots. So I did loads of spots. I did spots in front of all of the Irish industry. It got me TV auditions. I did another spot. It got me a review from Chortle. If you want to go, Chortle is a website from the UK. He said, he was like, oh yeah, a lot of potential, blah, blah, blah. But then, bam, I was on the scene. That was it. And that was all because I decided not to fucking do drugs. I decided to win a competition. But my point is, that weekend, I went down that weekend and I brought, that weekend in Galway, I brought a lot of ecstasy with me. I think I was young, I was dumb, I was doing a lot of ecstasy at the time. There was just like there was a time in my life where I just did a lot of fucking ecstasy. We had these pills called Blue Ghosts. You know the way they brand ecstasy, which doesn't really mean anything. It's not like you're buying a Ferrari just because there's a fucking logo on the front of a Mitsubishi, and the stars and all this stuff. Oh no, that's a Mitsubishi. I don't even know how to say that. You know that Japanese car, the Mitsubishi. So that was, they were the famous ones, Mitsubishi. And then they came out with these new ones, a new type of ecstasy, which didn't have a come down. They were called Blue Ghosts, and they were shaped almost like Pac-Man. There was like a circular face, and then they had like a ghost emoji. And those Blue Ghosts took over Ireland. Sorry, I keep hitting this mic. Those Blue Ghosts took over Ireland. That year, to around 2013, 2004, maybe 2012-ish, I'm getting the dates. But there was one summer when every single person in Ireland was doing ecstasy regularly. You could not go anywhere without people doing pills. You're bumping into like your fucking aunt and your uncle, and they're fucking these blue ghosts are great. It was wild. It was like, I don't know what happened. Someone should research that and let me know. But you couldn't turn. They were like $2. They were €2 a fucking pill. Everyone had a bag of pills in their pockets that year. It was fucking wild. There was no come down on them. There was a great high. Anyway, so I went down to Galway that year and I brought a bunch of fucking ecstasy with me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go down here. First of all, I love ecstasy. But also, I'm going to come down here. But also, I'm going to be the guy with pills. That's what comedians will like. Some young kid who's just like dropping his jaw and trying to hug him, tell him that I loved that TV appearance you did about the difference of cats and dogs. I loved it. Trying to lick their cheek. So I was a young, nervous little kid, and I had a bunch of ecstasy. And I remember one night we went back to a party somewhere. There was one of the hotel rooms had a little bit of an after party. It was in Kevin Bridges' fucking hotel room. So I went back there with Kevin Bridges, Glenn Wool, if you know Glenn Wool, Canadian's finest, Sean Locke, he's on 8 out of 10 Cats in the UK, he's famous, and Carl Spain was there too. And we because the hotel bar was closed, we had to just keep getting fucking beers and stuff sent up to us. And I was lying on the bed and I'm like, do you want some pills? And everyone's like, get away from me. Well, they're all doing coke. They're like, oh, yeah, and they're really good, I swear. And I was hammered and I was just a young fucking idiot. And I was going to the bathroom at one stage, and there was a table full of beers because we were ordering pints come up. We were like, give us 4 pints because we don't have to wait for them to just keep coming up. And I got up and I went to the bathroom, and then Kevin Bridges was just like, watch the beers. And I go, yeah, don't worry about it. He goes, watch those drinks. And I immediately, while saying, I'm not going to knock over the beers, ba-dum, every drink gone. 7 or 8 pints at like 5 o'clock in the morning, gone on the ground, destroyed. Yikes. And everyone was just like, oh, God. And I got a towel and we wiped them up and I went to the bathroom and I came out and we're like, yeah, look, party's over. Get out of here. Good luck. That was it. That was my big first impression on these guys. The young fucking retard who's on too much drugs, knocking over all the fucking beers. Oh, God. Man. So that's one of those things that I remember all the time that gives me fucking chills. Every time I see Kevin Bridges or Sean Locke or Glenn Wool, I just reminded of how much of a dickhead I am. Yikes. Overall, a good festival. Sure, I didn't impress those guys, but, like, you know. And trust me, I have 100 stories like that, but that's just one of them that I've always just, fuck. I'll just be in silence in a room, just like, and then it'll just come into my head like a fuck. So I don't know, I'm sure we have them. I believe Bill Burr might have described them as douche chills or something like that. Just like, ugh. Just horrific memories. So what I'm saying is, we tend to forget all this stuff, right? You tend to forget the majority of like the little in and outs of how corny you are, you know? You almost look back at it fondly. I remember I had like a Ryan Giggs or I had Man United, Everton bedroom, like on my wall. And it's funny to remember that as a kid, you know, hey, look at a picture of some dude in shorts on my wall. I'm like, yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you rule, Ollie. You're the man, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I love you. The babyface assassin. I'd get up every day about to go to school pumped. What would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do? Oof. But your brain has a way of remembering, like, in a certain way. But now I grew up in, so that's why I talk to my parents. They talk about all, like, the 70s or whatever, the music and stuff, but they don't remember like all the dumb, horrific, embarrassing stuff. But now we do, because we live in a world of just documentation. We document everything. You have a sandwich, let them know. Let everyone fucking know I have a sandwich. So it's like embarrassing. I feel I'm like that. I just put up a tweet today. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter at Colum Tyrrell. Twitter at Colum Tyrrell. I did a little bit of a scrub today on my Twitter. By the way, we'll talk about that in a second. But I just Googled my name and gay. It's like, how many hundreds of tweets do I have about fucking just using the word gay? And I had this tweet, and it just gave me absolute douche chills. And this is from around that time. This is the worst thing. That story I just told you, this is from around that time. This is my tweet from the 28th of the 8th. What's 8? November? September, October, November? No. September. January, February, May, June, July. August. Okay, 9/11 was on the 11th of September. All right, yeah, so August. So August 28th, 2012, I have a quote that I posted on Twitter. Many of life's failures are people who do not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. Beast. What a beast. Tommy Ed, Tommy T.E. And then I wrote, it's gay, but it's a good one. That's what I wrote on this tweet. No likes, by the way. No likes. I spent years just tweeting to nobody, to no engagement, just tweeting things like this. That's worse. That I should be cancelled for that. Take away my job. Cancel that. That's insane. That I would just share that and be like, never give up, guys. What do you expect from a guy with a Carpe Diem tattoo? This is the horse shit that I do. So now I'm reminded of this, documenting that. I am reminded of this. So I was checking. I thought I might have had something like, listen, I thought I would have had some anti-marriage opinions, which I've never had. But, you know, I thought I would have had some off-color jokes. I actually somehow, I don't know how I did it, but a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I actually deleted the first 3,000 tweets of my life. I got an app and it deleted all of them. And that was out of embarrassment of things like that. That wasn't like, I'm not worried about getting cancelled. What are you gonna do? Revoke my U-Haul membership? You can't cancel me. I beg for money. I'm a hustler. So that was what I did. So there is ways to do it. You can just mass delete all your first tweets. I did it. So I don't even know how that one slipped through it. So maybe it's not that good. Feel free right now, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, and you think you can dig up a tweet that could be worth cancelling me for, if you would. That would be fun. Why don't you guys get ahead of it and help, and maybe don't screenshot it. Just let me know. DM it to me. I don't think I've had anything that I wouldn't stand by. Like, a lot of my stuff, they're jokes, you know what I mean? Listen, every episode of my podcast that I do is probably worse than everything. So it's like, at what point do you like just accept it? You go, look, if it's not that, it's something else. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why and that whole story just came from the fact that we were talking about 15-year-old girls acting like whores on the internet. Well, listen, if you want to do it, you want to do it, but it's like, I don't know. It seems like every time I see a TikTok craze, and I don't even have TikTok, it just ends up on my timeline somehow through my other social media things. I got rid of fucking TikTok for a reason, because I was always just fucking girls in pool, just like an 18-year-old girl at a pool. I'm just like, what are you doing? Start investing your money. Get out of Miami. Start saving now. Create good habits. 10% every year. Every paycheck. All right? Someone in the chat said, YouTube could still cancel you and then you'd be totally fucked. That's, yeah, in theory, yeah. YouTube do that. I'm not going to be on YouTube forever. I have bigger plans. You can't cancel columntyrrell.com. That's it. That's free speech, baby. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. I don't give a fuck about Patreon. Cancel that shit if you want. You'll be doing me a favor. I bow down to no man. Okay? So take it. Put me out of my misery. All right? So that's what I'm saying. But so you go on TikTok, it was just all these chicks at the pool. And then it became these new, like, crazes. Bus it, and now it's like the shake my ass craze, where they make it seem like a lawnmower. They go and it shakes a little bit. Have you seen this? It's like a fun little gimmick thing for girls with fucking jiggly tushes. You go and they shake it a little bit, and then they go and then they go and then their ass goes jiggle 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 jiggle. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I can't get over it. Like, what? Just like, you gotta just, like, you look back at times, you know, fucking trends and shit, and how dumb and fucking embarrassing it was. Bell bottoms and the hippies and the mods and all sorts of dumb fashion. In like 30 years, 40 years, are we gonna look back at, oh yeah, the TikTokers? That was like a fashionable thing. The TikTokers, everybody TikToked. And what was TikTok? Oh, I showed off my 18-year-old tits to the internet. Baby, my daughter. Although we don't have genders anymore, just my little darling. I used to jiggle my fucking ass so random guys could whack it to me on TikTok. So I don't know. Be careful what you document, I guess. Be careful what you document. So welcome along, Wizard of Pod. Yes. What an intro. That wasn't bad. 36 minutes in. I guess I did keep you waiting for a long time. This show will start at 1 p.m. going forwards for now. All right? That's what's going to happen with this show. No more 12:30. Unfortunately, Luis J. Gomez and Zach Amico. I can't even do an impression of Zach. How do you even do an impression of Zach? Just be fat. So, unfortunately, they always run late on their show, and I didn't want to be stepping on their toes. Does that make sense? It's like no one asked me to. They didn't ask me to, and there is no real rule. I just think it's maybe polite to let them finish up. So, this is only at 1 o'clock going forward, and even then, I'm going to be late too. So, suck my nuts. I don't give a fuck. If you got places to go, just get used to it. Also, thank you to everyone that came over to the Patreon. The Patreon's crushing it. We've doubled it in the last month and a half. We've doubled everything. And, you know, I honestly think, which is, there's a real chance of this. I know you just guys keep coming back. It kind of shocks me that you guys just keep coming back to this. You know, because I experience this 24 hours a day. I'm with this all the time. So this is like whatever to me. But thank you. I don't do it too often, but thank you very much for all the support. Genuinely, in the last while, I kind of feel like I might be able to carve out a living from this dumb, stupid thing that I've been pursuing for like nearly 10 years. I feel like maybe this time next year I could be full-time just comedian, entertainment, hopefully getting on the road this year. So if it wasn't for the Patreon, that wouldn't be possible. So if you're considering it, please head over there. There's a few bucks a month, doesn't take a lot, and then you will get extra stuff. You will get exclusive content that's only available there. So I know you guys are probably paying money to everyone. If you can ever spare it, I think it's going a long way here. You wouldn't know how far it goes. So I appreciate it. And then tonight, because I get a lot of people who support the show up on the higher tiers because they just want this thing to grow, and I appreciate it. You guys are backing me, and I've never really had that in my life. Someone being like, "Go for it, dude." So I don't know. It feels weird. I appreciate it. I hope I don't let you guys down. I don't even know how I could do that. But please, tonight we're gonna do a show. It's a Zoom hang. It's not really. It's not a podcast. It's just gonna be a Zoom hang. It's gonna be me, Mike and Tim from Dad Me. I'm gonna get high as hell. I'm gonna just eat some edibles, smoke up some bowls. We're gonna just hang out. There's gonna be a good few of us there. If you're interested in it, it starts at 9 p.m. Head over to the Patreon right now and sign up for the Pappy Van Winkle tier. Not only that, you'll get to be in that party tonight. You'll also get all the back catalogue of all the previous episodes gone by. So if you could have it and you have a few bucks to spare, come out, hang out. All right. So appreciate it, guys. Maybe I should start pre-recording those things where it stops in the middle of it, and then I'm wearing like a different shirt and goes, "Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Time for me to tell you about the Patreon. How can you support this?" I hate doing it. It's tough. It's tough to do that, by the way. My ass is wet from telling that right there. That's where I am. All right, so we're talking about tweets and tweeting and cancel culture. Cancel culture, baby. Cancel culture. There was since I've talked last, there was an epic, and this seems like a million years in the world of comedy. But I guess we could talk about it for a little bit. So pretty much, I don't know if you followed this, but there's a guy called Shane Gillis. Okay, it's either Gillis or Gillis. I've never said it right. I don't know. I don't want to learn it. I don't care. Don't give a fuck. By the way, I hung out with Shane last weekend. He's a good dude. I was in, and I'll talk about this real quick actually before we even get on to it. I'll talk about my trip in terms of Patreon and nuts shit. I won't talk about it too long, but I have a $500 Patreon. Okay, and for the $500 Patreon, which was a one and done, by the way. For the $500 Patreon, the agreement was I will go to anywhere in America and I'll spend a weekend with you, and we'll just sort of hang out. All right. It was a stupid thing. Very much an escort. I am an escort. Sex wasn't. There's no guarantee of sex, but I'll just sort of hang out, you know, and then, I'll eat your food, and maybe watch some TV with you, and then I'm on my way. That was it. Am I retarded? Yes. Did it sell? Yes, it did. So I went down to Indianapolis, and there was a young buck called Josh. He is the guy who rented me for the weekend, and that's all you. That's as much as you need to know about this. When I refer to someone as renting me, like I'm a fucking DVD at Blockbuster, Cockbuster with Colum Tyrrell. So I did it. We went off. It was wild. It was nuts. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I don't want to go into details right now. If you want to actually hear the full story, check out last week's happy hour episode on the Patreon. I'll tell you the whole ins and outs. I might do it again. I may not do it again. I don't know. Certainly not $500. I'll tell you that much. To just hang out with some dude. Unless it's like a wedding. Bring me to your wedding. Bring me your wedding. Someone said, what's a Blockbuster? I thought Blockbuster was the name of that DVD rental place. Wasn't it? I don't know. Did I say that wrong? Or are you a dumb Brit? Get out of here. Fucking Brits. Anyway, so while I was down there, my good friend Shane Gillis was over there. He let me do a guest spot. We went over. We checked him out. Great comic. If he's in town, go check him out. He really is one of the best. And I hate to say that because he's like not much older than me or doing this much longer than me. But he is really up there. He's going to be pretty big. If he keeps progressing the way he's been progressing, he's going to be up there. So I got to do that. So Shane, if you don't know, Shane was hired by SNL 2 years ago, and then before he even had time to fucking crack open a bottle of champagne, an old video went viral of him using a C word to describe Asian faces.
Get the fuck out of here!
Little Asian face people. He used the C word to describe them. Because of that, there was like a big type of fucking bullshit because of fucking, a lot of improv sketch guys. Skits. People who do skits with Second City. I spent $4,000 in the groundlings. I learned how to yes and. How dare he? How dare a funny guy get in there? Anyway, he got fired, I guess, or I guess he quit in a weird sort of a standoff. So that's what happened. He got fired, and then it became this thing of like very much funny comics defending Shane, and then woke, unfunny comics criticizing him. Although there was also funny comics criticized him. What's that little Asian boy who hangs out with Andrew Santino, and the two of them roast each other's sweaters? LA roastings. Look at your shirt. Your shirt is black. Go kill yourself. With your black shirt. The LA killers, the roasters. That is the LA comedy scene. Bobby Lee was critical of Shane, but I think Bobby Lee's very, very funny. So, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't all just unfunny comics. Anyway, the Blah, blah, blah. That's put to death. Now, recently, there's been some Asian crimes are making the news. It's very much stop the Asian hate is the new slogan. It's the new blurb. Elevator pitch. Quick. What is it? Elevator pitch. Don't attack Asians. No, elevator pitch. Come on. Be nice to Chinese. No. Come on. We don't know what Chinese are. We don't know which ones they are. We need more of a broader thing. Now it's like stop Asian hate. Yeah, that'll do. All right, let's go. We had Black Lives Matter, and then someone goes, "Can we do? May I suggest Asian Lives Matter?" And then everyone said, "Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. Asian lives do not matter. We can't have that. That's taken. That's way too similar. That is way. It's like a branding. It's like Nike with their Just Do It. You know? Could Reebok come out and just be like, just really do it? And you're like, come on, that's too close. That's too close. It's the same message. So they were like, yo, can we have Asian Lives Matter? And we're like, no, sorry, dude. We're just going to have to, we can't. We can't. We just can't have, there's too many lives to matter, sorry. Because if we have Asian Lives Matter and then we have Black Lives Matter, you know, soon enough, that's so close to All Lives Matter, and we cannot have it. We cannot have it. So they said, stop the Asian hate. And then there was a girl, I never heard of her. So, sorry, I've been fidgeting with something. I hope that an audio's not too bad. Some girl called Ellery Smith came out and said, remember Shane got fired? And that was the exact type of thing that led to the... And she, like, pretty much insanely kind of blaming Shane for the current violence in the country. Which is like just the dumbest fucking bird brain fucking opinion I've ever heard in my life. The stretch on that is wild. The stretch on that is wild. What about you? What are you tweeting that from? Where did you write that? On an iPhone? Made by the blood of a little Asian boy's hands. You don't think you've got something to do with the global economic issues that are facing these third world countries? There's a reason there's so many of those immigrants in this country for a better life. There's a reason they all have no money. It could actually come down to you and the policies. And you go, well, I'm just a cog in the chain, or whatever the fucking expression is. I'm a cog in the machine. Is that what they say? So people don't like it anymore. People are fighting up. And by the way, you guys on Twitter are fucking nuts. You guys are like terrorists or something. You guys are almost like... Did you ever see that? Like, did you ever see that movie? The Town. Great movie. Ben Affleck. Parked the car on Harvard Yard. I'm gonna leave this whole town in my rear view. That's my boss saying. Well, you having a shower, you queer? So in that movie, I don't know the guy's name. He's a good little actor, blondie guy. He was in Louis' TV show. They bring him on this kind of a fucking. They bring him they pretty much the girl in the movie. She's getting bottles thrown at her by some guys who live in the projects. So then her boyfriend shows up with his little friend, and they beat the shit out of them. And then the little friend takes out the gun and shoots him in the leg. And Ben Affleck's like, why'd you have to shoot him in the leg? And then the guy's like, you invited me. I didn't invite you. Didn't you? Asked me. All right. He goes, that's what happens. And that's what you guys are like on Twitter. Just insane. Just DMs going, hey, listen, I found out what school that person's fucking cousin goes to. Do you want me to phone in a bomb threat? Do you want me to plant some drugs in their bag? And you're like, what are you? You guys are fucking wild. So poor Ellery Smith, you dug up some stuff on her. Pretty harsh stuff. And the funny thing is like, I don't think no one gives a fuck about what she said. The fact is, she's out there talking about holier than thou, laddie-daddy, nothingness. Blah, blah, blue, I'm a fucking retard shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I need to stop saying that word. So she said all that stuff. And then lo and behold, she had to come out and she issued these dumbass apologies. Like, this is good. This is ultimately good. And then she got fired, and no one really wanted her to get fired. And fucking Mike Racine was just sharing it because I think he thought it was funny that she's a hypocrite. And that all of these people are a hypocrite. And that's the issue with all of these stuff. That is the issue. For Bobby Lee to come out and say stuff, in theory, I don't know if this is true, to condemn someone, he better have a crystal clear past. Excuse me. He better have a crystal clear fucking past. It better be squeaky clean, baby. You better not have even come close to saying that. And Mike is a good friend of mine. I don't think Mike wanted this poor bitch to get fired. And then, of course, all you guys start fucking going crazy. But that digging up that stuff. Has anyone messaged me yet? Feel free to go through my old Twitter and see if you can find anything that may be cancelable. Feel free to let me know. I think I can handle it all. What are you gonna do? What do you take away my $1,000 a month? Oh. So Mike got this dumb bitch fired, I guess. He didn't really. People were ringing up Robot Chicken or something. A show that I thought ended in 2008. So I didn't even know this guy was writing for them. What type of sad sack of shit company are you fucking working for? What type of fucking dump are you working for? Where they're gonna fire you over that? There's supposed to be a comedy fucking room? No way. And then I saw today that, and I was joking. I was out doing comedy last night at the Stand, and I said instead of Dan Soda, just hanging out with Dan Soda. Me and Dan Soda are best friends. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if she lied about it. I wouldn't be surprised if she lied about it, I said last night, and I called it. And then apparently Lewis today came out and said that she was lying. So I don't know. It's kind of this is the issue with it. Is it deserved? In theory, yeah. She was the one who started shit, and then she got knocked the fuck out. So she was the one who looked like a dope. But do we want to be doing that? Is that how you do it? Fight violence with violence? Is that really what we want to do? I don't think so. And I contributed. I shared some of the dumb shit that she said too. But I was more of a trying to like, yo, look at this fucking retard. Again, I apologize. But on it, this is probably the most amount of retards I've ever said in one episode. I'm sorry. It's just an old habit. And of course, I'm always looking at myself in the screen. So, what else? What other word comes to mind? Really? So I don't know. I feel bad. Maybe in future we shouldn't be doing that. Maybe we gotta take the high road. It is very much the unfunnies of the world. For some reason, I don't know what that is about. I don't know why unfunny people feel the need to police other people so much. I know Tim Dillon said this, but I've actually been saying it for years. Right? I just haven't been popular. And when I moved to New York, that's what I found. Comedians in Ireland were fun. We would hang out. A lot like a podcast that you hear now. We would go on road gigs and we would try say the most horrific stuff to each other. We would say horrific things. Stuff that you couldn't say to regular folk. Because they're like, why would you even say that? Well, you're an animal. What? She's dead? Jesus. When you say that with comedians, we're like, ha, let's outdo each other. That's like a fun part of our brain. Then I moved to New York, and I'd get on stage and I'd say things, and you'd have all these comics going, them open mics going, that's problematic. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, you unfunny cunt? And that was their way, and I really feel that was their way of trying to say, listen, if this is the rules of the game and you're allowed to say anything, you're going to be funnier than I am. So let me try change things. Let me try change the rules. Let me try change the rules so that I have a fair shot here. And I don't blame him. That's survival. That's a good one. But there's something deep down in your heart you kind of know. And the worst thing is all these people that have so much clout and say, they're only temporarily here. They all leave. I've seen it. I've been doing this for nearly a decade, and I've seen it. They get involved. They have a big voice. There's comics out here, they talk about, oh, we're time to reshape the comedy clubs. It's a man's world. And you're like, how would you know? You've been doing comedy for 2.5 years. How would you even know that? In any other world, would you allow someone who's irrelevant and no experience and no talent come in and trying to shake things up? Could you imagine me showing up at the Brooklyn Nets going, this is it. Here's Collie's time to let you know about B-ball. It was like, shut your fucking mouth. Come back in 20 years. Work every day and come back and then tell us about the boys club at the clubs. Yeah, because clubs are great. You know why? Clubs are really fucking funny. That's it. That's where funny goes. That's where the best in the world go. And you don't get in there. You're not invited because you stink. All right? You stink. Insane. But they disappear. Where are they now? I could name, I've forgotten their names, but I could talk about 50 people that are like that. They show up, they bang pots and pans, things aren't working out for them, they blame the system, and then they leave and go back to their fucking dumb little village that they're from in Kentucky. They go back to their fucking parents. Anyway, what's this? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, everyone's saying women are funny. Yeah, they are. It is kind of tough. It is kind of tough to be surrounded by dudes all the time. You know what I mean? I get that. You gotta, credit where credit's due. That must be a tough world. To have to go do comedy and you go, oh, you gotta hang out with guys now. 90% guys at every open mic. I couldn't go to open mics. As a dude, I hated open mics. I couldn't bother my ass. It's so unfun to go there. And it had nothing to do with guys and girls. It's just funny. There's no one funny at open mics in New York City. Very few. So that's it. That's the fucking. That's it. That's all the shit. Cancel culture, and that's the end of it. By the way, we have decided, and if you think there's such thing as someone saying words that are too far, this is the way it works too. Is if someone says something that I wouldn't say, you have a tendency to just be like, I'm exactly where I am. Exactly where I am right now is the mark. And we do that with everything. We do it with fat people. If you're fat, someone who's fatter than you, you're like, look at that fat cunt. I might be fat, but I'm not that fat cunt. We do it with fucking offensive jokes. We do it with fucking sluts. If you're a fucking whore, but there's another girl you're out there sucking off a guy and fucking getting fucked at the same time in a car park, you're like, I'm not a whore. There's a girl beside you. She's a guy up her ass and her pussy in the car park. You're like, look at that skank. I would never. So that's the issue. As long as you know we're all kind of hypocrites. Because I know comedians that say stuff that I look at and go, Jesus, edgelord. Jesus. Oh. I'm knocking everything over. So I know. We all got to admit. And this is what it is. We gotta, especially this, if you're listening to this show, you gotta know exactly how I stand on this stuff. People are allowed to say shit. People are certainly allowed to move on from it. And being edgy all the time is also a hack. By the way, if that's all you got. I really worry about being an edgelord. Collie the edgelord. Am I an edgelord or am I stupid? I don't know. But people shouldn't be like... People just need to fucking chill the fuck out. And if you're out there fucking ranting about someone else's words, you need more shit going on. Have a kid, relax, get busy. That's it. That's your issue. Someone said a thing that made me feel away. Get busy, alright? That's my new expression. Is that like an expression from the 80s? Because I love it. Get busy. Oof. That really rolls. I feel like that's like something like a Rubik's Cube commercial. Did I just make that up? I should be in marketing. That's an incredible expression. Get busy. But he may not get busy. Did you hear it? Biden, get busy. Get busy, motherfucker. That is an expression right there. Wow. I can't wait for the chat to catch up and love how good that expression. Have you heard that before? Get busy. Someone starts complaining. You go, get busy. You're not busy enough. Get busy. Someone tell me in the chat, because I think that's great. I'm going to have to Google that and copyright that. Get busy. That's my new expression. That's my new catchphrase, by the way. It will be available on merch by Christmas when I have forgotten and stopped using that expression, as is my previous merch. People say, get busy living or get busy dying. Interesting. That's funny, man. Because I always say that this is funny. This is the stuff about all these people. And we'll watch a little bit of Joe Biden now in a few minutes. Shout out to Joe Biden. Shout out to the Irish. Chris Mack says, you're telling 82 people watching your podcast live on a Friday afternoon to get busy, bro. Get real. That's fair. That is fair. I'm busy. Ryan Coates tipped, get busy living or get busy dying. Get busy. Yeah, that's it. See, this is it. You got to get busy. That's what I always say. It's funny, man. I think personally, I don't know about you. I think everything we're doing here, I think, is just killing time until we die, really, right? Unless you're dirt poor and have a bunch of kids and you're just barely trying to survive. That's a tough one. But after that, aren't we all just trying to kill time? That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. I'm just killing time until I die. I'm either recording a podcast, I'm either on stage telling jokes, or I'm watching TV, or I'm flicking through Twitter. I'm watching porn. That's like my big... That's like Colum Tyrrell's pyramid hierarchy of needs. All right? So I don't know. Seems to be these world of people who are just like on the left going boo, and everyone on the right going boo. And you're like, you're just trying to fill your day with this... Like these comics that are just constantly at war. Like that guy Seth Simons. And I hate giving him even a fucking profile. That fucking retard blogger. It's just his life is just full of pain and misery all day. It's like, dude, you're killing... Why not? I get it that you're killing time. But why not kill time with something that's fun? Why not get a dog and go to the park? Throw a ball for a dog. That's it. Doesn't get much better than that. I imagine. I don't have any kids. I can only assume there's better things like that. But listen, honestly, I believe that. On a nice sunny day, throwing a fucking stick for a dog, it doesn't get better. It doesn't. There's not a more fun thing in the world. No one with you, no woman. Leave her at home. You gotta kill time. You fucking gotta kill fucking time doing something fun. All right. That's my argument. Comedy's back. Keep an eye out. If anyone wants to come see me live, I'm gonna have some dates coming up soon. I'm always I'll be tweeting about bar shows, or I'll be on Instagram posting about club and bar shows. Okay, so if you're in the New York area, let me know. Okay, that's how you'll know. I think someone said Colum rules in the chat. That's a fact. Screenshot that. That you can't take that back. And that goes for all. Everyone thinks that. Let's go. Good man. Sick J. I love it. You spelled my name wrong, but we'll let it slide for the compliment. How about your catchphrase be she ready? That's very funny. That's very funny. because that's actually Tiffany Haddish. It's actually her expression. So I'm fucking happy to be out. I was doing spots last night at the stand. The stand is reopening. April 2nd, things are back. I'm gonna be going on the road. I'm opening for Lewis, apparently. He said, come on the road with me. I'll text him right now and say, what's up with those dates, bro? I'll text him and say, what are up with those dates, Lewis? Because I'm supposed to fucking... let me see. Any words on those? Anyway, and then I'm gonna open for Bobby Kelly. He doesn't know that, but I've just decided that Bobby Kelly's like my favorite comedian. So if I get to open for him before he dies, and we've only got a few years left, I don't know. Bobby Kelly is like probably my favorite living comedian, especially a club comic in New York. I just love him, and so that would be nice for me to be able to say, hey, listen, I opened for that guy. Unfortunately for Bobby, I don't know if you heard about him. He had an accident where he was going down a canal, and he accidentally got stuck. So he's created this big backlog of boats stuck behind him in this canal. So I don't know. We wish him well. I heard they're trying to get him out. Apparently, that was a huge trade canal, a trade route, and so we're gonna run out of toilet paper because Bobby Kelly wanted to get his toes wet. So maybe I'll text him. People say I love Bobby. That's how I found out about it. Good. I am, of course, talking about some boat got stuck. I don't know. Is this interesting? Apparently, the whole world is like for all of our advances. For all of our advances, we still just rely on boats essentially, and you get that trade route, you're fucked. I don't even know what country it is in. It's just a boat, and everyone's like up to date going, how's the boat? The world is a simple place, man. What's everyone in the chat saying here? Bobby Kelly offered to get those kids out of the cave before Elon Musk. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, someone said blah blah blah. The chat is distracting me. I'm not gonna turn the chat off because you're distracting me. You talk to yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't be distracting the king. So it is funny that these are the trade routes that countries used to fucking conquer, and then they would just tax the fuck out of you to go through their fucking rivers. And it's almost like a village, man. Some of the Irish villages, I grew up like there's an Irish village. There's a dolphin. There's a famous dolphin in Ireland. National news. There's just a fucking dolphin that hangs out in a part of Kerry. And for years people are like, oh, his name is Fungi. Fungi the dolphin in Kerry. That was his fucking name. He had a cold once. And people were like, oh, that was it. National news. And now he's gone missing. He just disappeared one day. I don't know what happened to him. Died of old age. Died of fucking old age. So, like, that's the type of news that gets headline news in Ireland. There was a monkey. This is an Andrew Maxwell story, so I'm not going to steal it from him. Let him know that I'm stealing his story. Andrew Maxwell, great comedian. He once did Opie and Anthony. Now, in Dublin Zoo, there was a monkey escaped. And it was national news. A monkey escaped the zoo. And the zookeeper said, we think he was planning it for years. There was a monkey in Dublin Zoo, or a gorilla or a orangutan. I don't know. I've never learned the difference between these things, by the way. All right? I don't give a fuck. That's not me. A gorilla and an orangutan. It's a monkey. What is this, Pokemon? I don't give a fuck. It's a swinging, banana eating fucking thing. All right. And so what happened was this monkey. There was a tree growing in the yard, and the monkey would lean against the tree. So while every day it would lean and lean and lean, and so that the tree would kind of grew up at a fucking angle, and it would just from the root, and for years it would just sit there till eventually it was just close enough to the fucking the exclosure. Is that the word? I tried a big one there. I think I failed it. And then he fucking jumped off the side of it and escaped. Sure, he was shot in the head straight away. Sorry, dude, you're dead. But that's like fucking. That is it. That's a Shawshank Redemption style. Again, that's Andrew Maxwell's joke. So tell him I'm stealing the story. That's incredible. So that's the type of world I live in Ireland, where just things like that make national news. You know, they almost do it in like it's almost the same as it's almost a parody of fucking Anchorman when they all go down and they're like the monkey's going to be giving birth today or whatever. That was Ireland. Ireland's insane like that. Ireland will do a news coverage of someone who finds a potato that they think looks like Elvis. 45-minute segment. And tell us, how did you feel when you found a potato that looked like Elvis Presley? Well, you know, I'm not even an Elvis fan, but I just picked up that potato and I was just about to peel it, and I said, oh, that's the king. That's the king. So what did you do? Well, I rang his estate in Graceland to see if they wanted it, and couldn't get through. So I rang the news, and here you are. And we go, wow. Back to you in the studio. So that's Ireland. So that's what it feels like with this boat. There's just a boat stuck somewhere in the world, and the whole world is just, there's so little going on that everyone's just like, oh, there's a boat stuck. Let's check in on the boat. We've got fuck all going on. That's what I'm saying. Get busy. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for boat talk. You gotta get busy. All right, I'm gonna go get water. Let's see how long have we been doing? Guts of an hour. I'll do another little bit. We'll do another little bit. We hanging in there? How we feeling? Can I get a whoop whoop? Let me see on my fucking notes. Blah, 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 blah. Comedy is back. Oh, yeah. Michael Shea had some very interesting views on podcasters coming up after the break. Oh, yeah, we got the Joe Biden. We got March Madness. We've got I've got a funny story and a good fucking review of Bubblegum Shrimp. I've got some good notes prepared today. All right. Someone said, don't do more. Stop streaming. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Who's this Alex Lyman guy? You want me to quit? You want me to stop? Is that what you want?
My brother.
Kenny tipped $10. Monkey said he didn't have time for that. Get busy. Nice. See that? Here we are. We're almost halfway towards a brand new camera. Who is this guy? Yeah, you can end it here. I'll leave, guys. I do not fucking appreciate these fucking anymore. Alex, I'm gonna beat you up. Are you a girl or a guy? I hope you're a girl. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. No, listen. And we're back. How was that? Did you survive without me? Listen to some cool, smooth jazz, by the way. Someone sent me a link to their band and said I could play that music if I wanted, as a test. So I lost it. I don't know what happened. So feel free to fucking, if that's you and you're listening to this, feel free to message me again. A few people asked me about the new microphone. You wouldn't believe how hard this is. You would not believe. The pursuit of perfection is killing me. My heart is broken. I hope this is the first time with I got a new mixer, I've got new microphones. There's a noise in this house that I've been dealing with now, where it comes through the audio, and you guys should never really hear it, I hope. And there's like this little sort of, like this, and I mean smallest of the smallest little humps, but it shouldn't be there. So I got this new mixer, and it was even more amplified, so then I got a new microphone. I thought the microphone was broken. I've swapped the microphone out. Thought the new microphone might not be compatible with this mixer. I got this microphone in here, this brand new microphone, just to test it out. Getting rid of this fucking hum so that I could have perfect audio for you fucking pricks, you ungrateful cunts. That's all I fucking did. And I've been back and forth for the last 2 days. I've been just changing wires, testing out testing out sockets. I went into B&H again. I changed my mixer in case the mixer was broken. I bought everything. I bought battery packs. I bought new fucking headphone amps. I did everything I can. So I believe that, and will not go away. So I believe what has happened, there's a ghost or there's an energy in this fucking building that creates a fucking hum that I've removed it. You shouldn't be, hopefully if you're watching this live in the chat, let me know, but there shouldn't be, when I'm talking, if I talk, hopefully you can't hear like above me going, hopefully, I please God. If you're listening to this in the audio in the future, it definitely won't be in there. But I'm doing it. I'm trying it all for you. So that's it. This is it. But I've given up now. I've given up. This is as good as it will ever be, and I just have to accept it. So there's an issue, and I know a few times lately, a lot of the episodes, I think, although the episodes are still the best podcasts of all time, they're not as good as they should be, and they're not as good as they will be. All right? So going forward, there's going to be the episodes, you will notice, because I'm not going to have to deal with tech issues anymore, because I'm just giving up on the tech issues. That's it. I tried my best. I went to the curly-headed Jews in B&H. They gave me their advice. None of it worked. I've been on the phone. I've been sending emails. I've been talking to every single fuck under the fucking sun. I've been talking to every single fucking person, and it's just not getting better. So now going forward, all I'm going to do is focus on the actual content. All right, so congratulations, guys. We've reached a brand new era of the Wizard of Pod. All right, WOP, the WOPcast with no Italians in brackets. WOP, Colum Tyrrell's WOP, brackets, not slur, not the slur. So we've done it. We're going to go into a new era of the podcast. And, by the way, I got to tell you, unfortunately, chances are when summer comes around and we got to get the ACs blasting in this room, it looks like fucking we're going to have to cut the live streams, unfortunately. Let me see. By the way, these are some new sound drop boards that came with the new fucking these are the new I got the new mixer, and they came with some new sound drops. Let me see. Look, this one goes on forever. I'm not playing that one. I played all these last week on the fucking Patreon episodes, but because I got the new mixer, it came with new sounds for some reason. Bullshit. You're welcome. You're welcome. I whip out my dick. Look at that. Oh. Like a tick. Shut up. Like a TikToker's clam, look. Like a freshly waxed box. Gives a taste. So anyway, so going forward, so listen, during the summer, chances are when the weather gets too fucking tough to broadcast live, because, you know, the audio, you got to get removed. This whole room is going to be big, and you can't do anything about that when you're live, unless somehow I remove my AC units, become a sweaty cunt, or somehow convince my landlord to install central air in this 100-year-old building. So that's probably not going to happen. So in the summer, that will be season 2. That's what we're going to do. I'm making this seasonal. Season 2 of the Big Dog. Oh, sorry. Big Dogs is an old podcast that we'll never do it again. Season 2 of the Wizard Pod will be guests, I think. Because you might as well, if you're going to fucking... It's going to be primarily guests. Okay. You can... I'll be having guests. I don't know, we have some guests on, but I think it was just for the summer, I'll get as many as I can. Get as many of these New Yorkers in here. I was talking with Dan Soder last night. He's going to come on 2 weeks if we can make it work. I don't know if we can. We're going to see. He's a busy man. He's got to go do Billions and hang out with that toxic, the toxic writers room at Billions, apparently. Apparently Billions is getting cancelled now. All right. So that's that. Let's check out our president. I saw a couple of funny clips. I don't hate Biden. Do people hate him? Some of you, get the fuck off my screen. What is this? Uh-oh. Get off my screen. Get off my fucking screen. Jesus, something just popped up and now it's taking up my whole screen. Why would that even happen? All right, let's get on with this. I don't hate Biden. Does anyone hate him? I feel like it's like how can you know, he's just like your grandpa. He's just your pop, right? He's just your nice, friendly pop. He'll start telling you about how fucking Larry Bird was better than Magic Johnson or whatever, and then he'll just sort of zone out in the middle of a conversation and go, forget it. I love it. I do that. He reminds me of like on a Sunday morning when I'm hungover.
Particularly poor at calculating how to get...
Shut up, let's pause it. Let's go back to the beginning there. He reminds me of like on a Sunday morning when I'm hungover and I just can't even finish a sentence. I just you get halfway through, you're just like, can I get it? You just go, ugh, and you just stop talking. That's how he reminds me. So let me go. Here we go. Where are we? Here he is, our president. God bless America. So let's hear what he has to say. This is just a funny clip of him just giving, and he's done this before where he just goes, and you get it. You listen. We get it. I don't think he's wrong. I think with all presidents and with all politicians, I think we just sort of get it now, right? Like you know, he's gonna say we need to change things. Oh, that's a shame. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. You know, bladdy bladdy blada. That's it. All right. I don't think there's much. I think we can assume, like, what's he got? He's like, Trump was the only one who would just go out and just say, listen, I don't think cripples should be allowed outside the house. And we'd just be like, what the fuck? All right? But like every other, you know, it's like, it's the same speech. It's just the same fucking lyrics over and over again. They're like Adele. We get it. He dumped you. It's just the same song. It's the same with these fucking guys. Just over and over again. Just saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it was unavoidable, and of course, we hear you, now's the time to come together, let's not be apart, and blah, blah, blah. Of course, I care about those people, while at the same time doing initiating policies that completely go against what you just said. It's the same shit. So, well, let's hear him now here. And I love this. This is him halfway through a sentence, kind of not even getting tongue-tied, but just deciding that he's like, you know what, man? There's enough of that sentence. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So I'm going to say something outrageous. I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done. And if we have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about. So
wow. Let's hear that again.
Say something outrageous. I have never been.
He goes, I'm about to say something outrageous. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's hear it. Let's hear it again. I'm about to say something outrageous.
Particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the
I'm not particularly poor at calculating how to get things done.
States Senate. So the best way to get something done,
the best way to get something done,
if it holds near and dear to you that you
if you hold near and dear to you that you
like to be able to anyway, fuck that. Fuck that, he says. We're ready to get a lot done. And if we have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about.
But what are you talking about? Holy mother of fuck. There you go, our president of the United States of America. I think he's awesome. I like it. I cannot hate the guy for sort of just being an old Alzheimer's patient. That's just the way it is. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Just tell me I'm wrong. There was also another little clip I saw today that came up. Let me find it right now. He had some nice words to say about his great grandfather. I thought he said. So this might not make sense either. Get out of here, you. This might not make sense either.
Ship in the Irish Sea.
I don't know, Anne. Someone Google Joe Biden's relatives from Ireland and find out where exactly they're from, please, and let me know in the chat, please. All right, here we go. Here we are. Dopey. Dopey. But, respect to the king. Here we go.
When my great-grandfather got in a coffin ship in the Irish Sea, expectation was he
his great, what did he say?
When my great-grandfather got in
I guess a great-grandfather. How many years ago was that?
a coffin ship in the Irish Sea.
The Irish Sea is in between Ireland and Britain, by the way. Wrong direction. Well, unless they started in Dublin, maybe. In theory.
Expectation was he going to live long enough on that ship to get to the United States of America. But they left because of what the Brits have been doing.
Yes. Yes. Fucking get them, bro. Fucking get them. Fuck the Brits. Fuck the Brits. You heard it here first. Collie, Tyrrell. Fucking I endorse what fucking Joseph just said. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again.
When my great-grandfather got in a coffin ship in the Irish Sea, expectation was he going to live long enough on that ship to get to the United States of America. But they left because of what the Brits have been doing. They were in real trouble. They didn't want to leave, but they had no choice. So I can't guarantee we're going to solve everything, but I can guarantee we can make everything better. When my great-grandfather got in
There you go. Good. Any opportunity to call out the Brits, I'm all on board. Trump should have had more anti-British language, if you ask me. If Trump came out and said, fuck the Queen, yeah, I would have had a tattoo. I would have had Trump on my wall. Yeah, Brits out. Fuck them. Up the rat. That's all we're short out there. At the very end, he turned around and went, up the ra. Up the fucking ra. Good for him. How did he do that? As a poor little immigrant, to have your fucking great-grandson in the... Your great-grandson's going to be president? That's a fucking big move. What were the fucking connections there? How does that happen? The British were too kind. Brits out. No idiot. He's trying to victimize himself. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's fighting over the Brits. Listen, I love the Brits, man. But just traditionally, it's fun to fucking hate them, you know? You don't want to love their past or their present or their future. But, you know, you can't be carrying that shit forever. You got to get over that. That's what you got to do. You got to get over that shit. So there's Biden. First time speaking in a while. He's suffering. He is suffering, and I don't care. You know, like some people are looking for like the president to like come in and fucking jerk them off and clean their kitchen. What do you want them to do? Gotta get busy, baby. That's it. I'm getting fucking 2 tattoos, 1 on each bicep. Get busy. Get fucking busy, baby. See, that's the expression of all time. Sorry, dude. Get busy. Don't have time. Too busy. Don't have time. Don't have time to care. I'm too busy listening to Colum Tyrrell's live fucking podcast. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. The March Madness thing. We'll talk about March Madness and sports coming up after the break, I guess. I'll just do it now, I guess. All right, let's just do it now, and then we'll head over to the fucking Patreon. While I was in Indiana last weekend, I got to see. I didn't even know that March Madness. I know March Madness from gambling in the air. This year I did it, and I know I said there's going to be a new segment, as is all my segments. I always say there's a new segment, and then the next week I go, I don't care about that segment anymore. I can't have. I'm a free-range chicken. I cannot fucking commit to that shit, unfortunately. I say there's a segment, and then next week there's no segment. I don't know. That's just my life. All right? I always say I'm not going to go to the gym, and I never do either. It's like I'm not going to say a lot of stuff, so I hope you got used to it. So I want to try a new little sports segment where we do some gambling. I did it 2 weeks ago. I made some bets. I got one of them right. The other one wasn't right. And then last week I just forgot all about it. All right? I just forgot all about it. So let's talk about this week. I went to fucking... While I was in Indiana, the March Madness was on. And by the way, I did a bracket this year. I don't watch basketball. I hate basketball. I can't stand it. It's like this the most boring shit. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, ugh. I don't know what it is about that sport that just makes me puke. Just sure, live is pretty cool because they're all 8 foot tall. They're freaks, by the way. They are freaks. A few years ago, a friend of mine was working in a bar, and one of the regulars, he was sticking it in her. She worked for the Nets media team, so she got us some courtside seats. We went down there. It was courtside in the Barclays Center. This was back when the Nets were really bad. By the way, this is when we all they had every fucking player over there. They had that. They didn't have that white guy who does open mics. Duncan, that big white guy. What's that cunt's name? He's my favorite player. Not saying why, but he's my favorite player. What is that fucker's name? So we went over there, and I never really quite understood just how weird these fucking guys are. We were standing at the tunnel, and it's like a glass tunnel. So, because we're eating free shrimp and steak and shit, VIP tickets, because she worked there. We're just dipping shit in sauces. We're like, oh, this is incredible. A free meal? Are you nuts? And we're all sitting there. We're at the tunnel, and the tunnel is glass on either sides. And we're all waiting for the team to come out. And then next thing you know, I just sort of feel in my heart just a boom, 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 boom. And I was like, what the fuck? And next thing you know, all these guys come running out. I'm 6'1", so these guys are fucking big motherfuckers. But they're like, I'm going to be honest, a basketball player, they're kind of deformed. They're a little bit retarded, right? Did you ever see them? With their big fucking weird arms? Like, they're not, like, they've kind of got giantism. None of them look right. Their body fucking ratios, it doesn't match. They have one giant hand and one like kind of big hand, and they'll have one arm down there, like they were built, like they were built in a fucking laboratory by fucking Frankenstein, but except they can dunk and they wear dumb clothes. They're freaks. They're a modern day freak show, by the way. That's what basketball is. It's a modern day version of a circus where we go, 2 bits, step right up, 2 bits, come see the 7-foot tall guy jump over a smaller guy. Can the 7'2" guy throw this ball in the ring? Step right up, come see the tall man. It's nuts. They're just weird. It's weird. Any other generation, and we'd have them in a cage, and we'd look at them, go, look at the tall man. But now we make them dribble and block shots that like from a height. It's like, listen, it's not impressive if you're all tall. Does that make sense? That's not an impressive thing when everyone is also tall. You got to separate basketball by height, like the way they do in fucking boxing or something. Have a flyweight division of just little fucking tiny guys, and have the rim fucking 7 feet off the ground or something. It's not like, who gives a fuck? 7'8" Shaquille O'Neal dunking. He doesn't even come off the ground. That's not impressive. So I don't know about basketball. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. I don't know. I didn't grow up with it. Actually, basketball is a girls' sport in Ireland. There you go. How about that? Basketball is a girls' sport where I'm from. So eat that. Only the chicks play basketball because you're not allowed to tackle each other. You're not allowed to touch each other because if you touch the other person, they go down crying. All right? Everyone talks about soccer. Like soccer is this big pansy-ass sport when in fact it's actually the best sport in the world. Without a doubt. It is the best sport in the world, and nothing comes close. Unfortunately, and I gotta tell you, if you don't like soccer and you're an American idiot, it's not because you are like smarter than the rest of the world. It's because you guys are dumber. Does that make sense? Soccer is the most fucking popular sport in the world, except for this country. And that's not because you guys are like on some sort of level. You guys aren't just like, oh no, we're operating on a better level. It's because you need commercials every 4 seconds reminding you to buy Gillette. It's because you need a game that stops every 15 seconds so you can waddle your big fat fucking ass and get some bullshit melted cheese over some dog shit fries. So you can eat hot dogs. The fucking sports, the fucking audacity of Americans to say soccer's not good. I heard this Patrice O'Neill thing the other day. I heard this Patrice O'Neill thing trashing soccer, and that's fun. I get it, but like, fuck off. Americans don't care about soccer. We don't get it. There's not enough points. Well, that's because you're stupid. You don't need the points to be high. It doesn't make a difference. Make the goals 10 points. It'll be 30-20. You know, are you fucking brain dead? It is the best sport. It's like football. Do you ever have a game with someone where you try to just throw a ball into, like you try to throw a little ping pong ball into a cup? You try to throw fuck you. Someone said, Colum, I won't have you attacking my countrymen. Of course I will. You know why? The Second Amendment, which I believe is free speech. It could be the one for guns. I don't know. I never learned it. But one of the amendments, I'm allowed to fucking call you guys fat retards, okay?
Get the fuck out of here!
So you ever try to do that with your hand? Soccer players do it with their your feet. They're doing stuff with their feet. That's magic. with your hands. Anyone can throw something. You're using this every day. Try do that. A soccer player could eat their fucking breakfast with their feet. And then the tactics, it's an ongoing, constantly flowing game. It's not just set piece, start, stop. This foul ball, this concussion hit, that's a heavy hit. That CTE, that concussion is brought to you by Gecko Insurance. Every fucking second. It's a flowing game. And there's hundreds of tactics. I think there's not a person in the world that hates soccer. I couldn't convince soccer's the best game in the world after just a day of videos. A few hours of watching the ins and outs of the game. And it's fucking, you'll learn. You'll learn. You guys, you don't realize it's a constantly evolving game of tactics and skill. Just have a look at some of the shit that Ronaldo does. The guy's just like, can just kick a fucking ball anywhere he wants. It's wild. Tom Brady's great, yeah, but he's using his fucking hands like a human. Ronaldo's out there like a giraffe or something with his fucking feet. It's fucking magic. Americans. We don't care. It's because it's not sponsored by Coca-Cola. I was listening to that Patrice. I'm sure he was probably just trying to annoy people like me. I was listening to that Patrice fucking clip. It's an O&A clip where he says soccer stinks. And he's like, the girls is just as good as the guys, which is just not true. That's never been true in anything. Like, it's like, that's how dumb you are. That's how dumb of a human Americans are. If you were to think that girls soccer is just as good as guys soccer, that means you're actually too dumb to know what you're looking at. Does that make sense? It's just like there's so many light years of difference. It's like the fact that you could even say that means that just your entire opinion is invalid. Get out of here. I don't think I've ever met a smart person who hates soccer. They're dumb. They're big and dumb. All right. There's a lot of videos I can send you. There's a lot of videos I can send you. Soccer's the fucking shit. But basketball stinks. All right? It stinks. So these are the facts. All right? Basketball stinks. Give me the last 2 minutes of the third. Oh, look, everyone in the chat now. He just said third. In the third period. Isn't that how they break up basketball? 3. FIFA is a good game. FIFA is a great game to play on PlayStation. If I can remember from 2004, the last time I played a PlayStation game. So we went down to this March Madness. I was in Indiana. We went to a March Madness game. We went to see Oklahoma University versus Missouri. And you guys may remember some guy was watching the show. He sent me some beers from Oklahoma. I don't remember his name. If you're watching, how are you? Thank you for the beers. If anyone wants to send me beers, anyone wants to send me some local craft beers, you can. Just DM me before the summer comes around and it will spoil them. DM me. I'll give you my address. You can send me some beers. So this guy sent me these Oklahoma beers, and I got an Oklahoma State Cowboys shirt. So then I just said, all right, that'll be my college team. I don't give a fuck about this. And then so I was buying tickets for this game. And I said, oh, Oklahoma are playing. Great, let's Oklahoma versus Missouri. I was a little bit drunk. I woke up the next day. I was like, all right, let's go to this game. Have a look at the scores from the previous day. And I see Oklahoma State had fucking won. Then I realized I bought the tickets to the wrong fucking Oklahoma game. See you go. So I went down there. I wasn't on a cheer on our opposition, and I went to we went into the Missouri stand. We bought tickets. They weren't cheap either. They were up in the nosebleeds. So we said, "Fuck this, wrong Oklahoma." Look. So then we went down. We snuck into a different section and it was pretty fucking good. Still, I don't give a fuck that much. It's tough for me to give a fuck about this shit. But I did do a bracket. I did these brackets. I don't know any of the teams. My father-in-law was organising it. I just said, give me Oklahoma State to win it. And then the rest of them, I don't give a fuck. Obviously, Oklahoma State got knocked out the other day. So we were doing these brackets. I don't know. I love gambling. Maybe you guys should have given me some advice. All right? Huge game. Huge day of UFC tomorrow. I don't know if I can predict anything. I'd love to know what this guy just got his message deleted by Instagram. Or by YouTube. A lot of the times people's comments come up but it says retracted. So listen, I'm gonna I'll probably have my fucking on Miocic. Is that even how you say his name? I'm so bad at that. Miocic. Miocic. Yeah, Miocic is. I'll probably have that. Keep his title. All right, that's it. We got stuff going on. I was going to talk about Michael Che's trashing of. I'm not gonna fuck. Oh, someone said "Stipe" by Hate Crime. That's very funny. Good stuff. Let me give you a little. Oh, whoops. Here we go. New soundboard. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm gonna move over to the fucking. We're gonna move this over to the Patreon right now. We'll talk about Michael Che talking shit about Luis Gomez. I got the scoop. And I'm gonna tell you a few stories from my childhood. So listen, it was a fun episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, head over to the Patreon if you want to join the Pappy Van Winkle tier. You have all that backlog, the back catalogue, and then also we'll get to hang out over Zoom tonight with Dad Me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see some of you there. All right, guys. So I'll say goodbye. Oh, look. Aurora Borealis said, Colum, add the YouTube link in the email so people watching on their phones can chat, please. Okay, here's the... what email? I don't know how to... I don't even know... Is there... So when I go live... Here's some live doctoring right now. If you add it in the email, we can bypass the Patreon. Well, I don't know what email you're talking about. When I post something on Patreon, you guys get an email saying that something just happened. Well, I don't know how to edit that. So, I'll do my best, Aurora Borealis. I'll send it to you somehow. DM me on Instagram or something. I'll send you the link so that you definitely get it. All right, does that all work? We're all here. What's going on here? Why is this guy in the chat called Mike saying, why don't you just beg for cash like a bum? What's this guy doing? Is this guy trolling? I mean, you have a Patreon. What's that mean, dude? I'm literally saying, yeah, go over to the fucking Patreon. That's what I'm selling. Is that being a bum to you, dude? I don't understand. Look there. Look, someone says you can join from the Patreon app. So there we go. Nice little anticlimactic ending to an otherwise perfect show. All right, we're done. That's it. Say goodbye, everyone. All right. A really cool, not gay outro music. All right. Thank you very much for hanging out. We'll see you next Friday, 1 p.m. Assuming if I ever cancel, I post it on Twitter or something. All right. So. That's just the way you're going to have to keep up to date. See you all in a bit, all right? You know what? And don't forget, Don't forget, guys.